kind of chilly, so tea is perfect for today, right? Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So, what are we talking about today?
I think we should talk about something different. What keeps us centered? What do we do to keep ourselves centered? Especially
I like that.
what we do.
True. Oh my God, we have to, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd lose our scruples.
Lose it.
Okay, keeping ourselves centered. My favorite subject. Because, hey, she'll get there. She'll get there. Bless her heart. Just kidding. So, would you say you practice that?
I think so.
And if you do, in what way?
Daily prayers every morning.
That's cool.
Or throughout the day, that's kind of, for me, my thing I've always been doing. I grew up in the church, very, in the Christian faith. So that's kind of what I do for my method. What about you? What do you do to keep yourself centered?
Well, I do believe in prayer.
Prayer is good.
But I don't ascribe any kind of denomination, if you will, to myself. I consider myself spiritual, not religious. But hey, to each his own.
I don't think Christianity is a religion or religious, but I think...
Well, for some it's a state of being. Yes, I agree. It just depends on to what degree. But yeah, that's not the subject we're talking about.
Subject, not the topic.
Yes, definitely. We just discovered another subject. Oh, and we have a lot of debates about that.
Oh, yeah.
But centered, I meditate.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I discovered meditation when I started acting.
Okay.
So all of that kind of came together for me at the same time, I mean, I was exposed to it earlier, but it just didn't ring the bell.
Okay.
I was like, sitting there doing nothing with your eyes closed, what's that? Like, no, that's not me. I'm too, I gotta go, anyway. Too much energy to just sit there, But man, do I enjoy it now. Let me tell you. So yeah, meditation for me is definitely a best centering tool, especially if I do it first thing in the morning. Then it just sets my day up for sure. I know I talk about it a lot on my 1-minute videos and whatnot. So if I do it first thing in the morning, then I feel like I have given myself the permission to build my day in its most effective and productive way, because it gives me that sense of control, even though we know control is an illusion. But I mean, in terms of I know I don't have to worry about things, that everything is always working out for me. That's the kind of mindset it puts me in.
Okay.
It's like, I got this no matter what. You cannot sway me off my feet. Like, you cannot get me off balance.
Right.
I say that for my children. They have special talents. They know how to knock me off my balance a lot. So yeah, they're my biggest teachers to bring me back to being centered, But yeah, I would say meditation. When I started, for me it was a few minutes at first, and it was tough.
Really?
Talk about, something new. I was like, how do you stop your thoughts? That makes no sense, because all you want to do is think. And it's like, the more you want to stop, the more they're like bugging you. But that's the very same reason why you do it, and you keep doing it, and you keep coming back to it, because eventually you find yourself, all of a sudden, your mind's quieted down for like even a second. And then that second becomes 2 seconds, and before you know it, you got this. So, and when I'm in that state, I feel like I've purged myself mentally, right?
Okay.
So my head is clear. I literally feel like I'm going up the ladder in like the energy field, and I'm elevating my sense of being. That I am catching the higher thoughts, I'm no longer like here, low vibration, yeah. And I like that. I like how I start thinking of things and ideas come to me, and I get so excited and sometimes even overwhelmed.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's indescribable. Like, that's a really good drug. Really. The best kind of drug. I have a lot of drugs of choice.
Don't do drugs, kids.
But my drugs are all natural.
All natural drugs.
They're meditation.
Definitely.
laughter.
Yes.
I always say I'm high on life,
Ah, same.
right?
Same.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we don't need to drink, but if we
No.
go out, people think we're both wasted.
Drunk. Because it's, it's, there's some people that look for, I guess the bad out of life, like just really angry and just uptight all the time. I'm just like, chill. It's okay. You're alive. Count your blessings. What the things that you do have, like it should put you in a mindset of like, yeah, life could be, it could be worse. Like I could be, my life could be in a different situation or different direction. That
Yeah,
was like,
she could be back in Florida.
yeah, with the gators.
Alligators.
I knew you were gonna say that. I just knew it.
You just
We
opened
get a
the
bad
door.
rep. You get a
No.
bad rep.
I
It's
just
fine.
I like making fun of you. That's all.
All the time.
All the time. She tries to keep up. No, but you know what though? Speaking of anger and all of that,
Right.
I feel a lot of these people thrive at that. They like part of them likes that type of drama
Yeah. Yeah.
because no matter how many times you can tell them, hey, there is this
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but.
Right.
I'm like, okay, you can go with the but.
Yeah.
I'm just.
It's funny. I find those people really interesting because it's like you're not born that way. You're not born angry, coming out of the
True.
womb like, yeah, something happened. So and I'm just figuring out like, what is it that, for me, I've never let things, I don't know, stick to me. I just kind of like brush it off and keep going and like look at life like, well, that happened.
Well, it's choices. It's all about choices.
That's true.
I think we all get to experience enough adversity in our lives to where it can either teach us to be stronger or we can coward ourselves into it and become the victim of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to choose. Do you rise above it and learn from it and become a better person for it?
Right.
Or do you just like succumb to it and woe is me,
Right. Mm-hmm.
It is a choice though.
It is a choice.
And so your life is a series of choices.
Yes. Very true.
But you can always change it. That's the beauty of it,
That's the
right?
beautiful thing about life.
Just because you're used to being miserable does not mean you are cursed or that you are going to be like that forever.
Right.
It's up to you to change it.
That's it.
Knowing that, I feel, is very empowering.
Very empowering. Definitely.
Maybe people don't know that, or they haven't practiced that thought enough to feel like they can actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are going to believe what you were constantly thinking about, right?
Most definitely.
So it's just...
To put your thoughts on happy things and good things.
And I mean, I know it sounds easier than it is, but it is work, mental work.
For sure.
But if you want something bad enough, why not start with the first thing that's free, with your mind? Because, thoughts become our words become our actions, and actions shape our life, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we just got a hold of what's going on here and say, okay, I've had enough, stop. I know it's hard to stop the momentum, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not impossible.
Absolutely.
And then you're like, okay, one day at a time, I'm just gonna try. And don't judge yourself. Just give it a shot, If it didn't work, you have another day. Get up and try again.
That's it.
Don't say, oh, well, I tried it once, it didn't work. I'm doomed.
Right.
No, it's not like that. It's like anything. It's training, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. I compare everything to muscle training. Like for me, everything is a gym. Same with your brains. If you practice positive thinking, at first it's weak and it's hard because that muscle isn't developed yet.
Right.
But the more you do it, eventually it becomes to pick up speed, and before you know, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Really good. Yeah.
You recognize, if you caught yourself thinking that you're going in a negative way,
You're gonna.
that's already a step forward. You're already seeing the patterns. You're already recognizing something, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was the process for me. I feel like I had to overcome a lot of different... I had to break a lot of stereotypes, me personally,
Interesting.
to be where I am now. And, people people tell me you truly are blessed and in alignment because that's my handle on Instagram.
On Insta, as you see below.
Which, yes, which I chose purposefully.
Right.
I'm like, if I'm going to change my life, I want to be purposeful about all of it.
That's
Whether
good.
it's in writing, in speaking, in thinking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, me included, it took me a while to be able to say stuff out loud.
Right.
You know, we're all in this together. Like, we all have our insecurities and fears. And for me, the ability to say certain things out loud felt really scary. Right?
Yeah, because it kind of makes it real in a way. Like, oh my
Exactly. You're affirming it.
you know?
And you feel like, oh my God, it's, you know, now I have the responsibility to live up to what I say.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So there's that responsibility. It's like, once you know better, it's hard to go back.
It's hard.
But for the majority, they'd rather be like, you know what, that's work. Really, because it is.
It is.
And so, but then if you don't want to put the work in, why are you going to blame, who are you going to blame for your life to be turning out the way that it is, right?
Yourself.
You got it. You can say it louder.
Yourself.
That was cute. I feel like I'm preaching, man.
Preach, girl.
I'm such a
We come
preacher.
to church today to
Dude,
like get
I know,
a
right?
message that, I mean, literally,
I
she
fit
got
the
her get up.
description. Where's my hat? She's
no,
always got
but-
one. She's always got one.
I got from in the back, like, oh.
She likes blackberries.
Mm.
That's for her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um,
I'll have one.
good.
Figure out what you like.
Good. No, I really agree with you. I think it is, you know, to stay, like you said, you wake up every morning, you meditate, that kind of creates your day. If we don't have anything to guide us, we're just going to be loose cannons running around here, right? We need to keep ourselves, like, because there's some people that are super, you know, in their life, you're like, wow, they're just like on this other level, and like their mindset, you know, everything they say, they do it, and whatever they speak, it happens. You're like, wow, how do you get there?
And we assume that they're just born this way.
Right. No,
Which
it's
we
work.
all are.
Yeah, we all are, but I think through over time and through like life experiences, people you come like in contact with that say, "Oh, you're not gonna do that," or "Oh, yeah," you know, like it happens. I think it's just a whole, like, you just can't lose that sense of self.
We need to stop giving other people's opinions so much value.
power. Yeah, that's it. You
That's what
can't.
it is.
You really can't.
Well, I think you're this, and I think you're that.
Right.
Well, okay, that's your prerogative.
Yeah,
You're entitled to your opinion.
that's
It
it.
does not mean I have to live up to your expectation. I got to live up to my expectation.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I mean, there's different ways. I mean, people have different ways of centering themselves.
Oh yeah.
Some don't even know they do it. But it could be a long hot shower.
Mm-hmm.
It can, for some, it's even sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's journaling. Like, think of some. Like,
Yeah, journaling, oh, definitely, big time. I feel like also writing down, like, things that you want to either accomplish throughout the day is very helpful to stay in alignment. Hey, there's that word.
hey.
And I think once you see it, you say it, like you speaking it, and then you put action behind it. Whether, I mean, obviously you can't say, I'm gonna manifest $1 million right now, today. But I think over time,
Hey, it's possible
can manifest
if
it.
you believe it's
Depends
strong
on-
enough, right?
if you believe it's strong enough, but there, you know, man's limitations. This mind is a very tricky thing. We have to really, you know, use our muscles and use this thing to create our world that we want to live. And
Well, I mean, if they say we only use 10% of the mind's ability, I mean, can you imagine the
10%?
potential?
we could be superhuman.
We are. We just don't
100%.
allow ourselves.
Right? 100%.
Even I say that. I know my own limitations. And I got to figure out how to take that next step, that next level, right?
Right.
It's all a habit. Like, we're so used to saying I can't,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
When really, you know, how do new inventions start? How do people discover new things? It's because they put the stereotype aside and they're like, just because everybody else thinks that does not mean it's necessarily so.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, I feel like you've just got to be brave enough to allow yourself going somewhere where nobody else has gone before and create. That's why it's creating, not regurgitating what's already somebody else has done, right?
Right.
I mean, we all do it.
Yeah.
But that's why those who come up with the novel ideas are considered great, because they take that extra leap of faith in themselves. They don't need to be validated by anybody else outside of themselves.
That's it.
That's why I'm constantly feeling like I want to challenge myself so that I myself can get a validation from me. For the longest time, I was looking for it outside of myself. Like either in my parents and my husband and my friends, you know. And to a certain degree, I think we all do that still to this day, because it's programming. We want to be
programming.
Perceived, you know, in our best light.
Gotta break the program.
Yeah.
It's society, it's media, it's all of that. It's all that plays a part, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta disconnect.
Speaking of media.
Yeah.
That's why I say you gotta choose, I know, what you want to expose yourself to.
Oh, yeah. You have to. You really do.
It's like having a clean house, right? You get rid of junk. You clean it. You wash the floors, you mop, whatever. Same thing with your mind. If you don't purge, if you don't get rid of the junk that's in there, that's going to constantly poison you, and you're going to feel, no wonder, you know, some people are depressed or whatever. I know for some it's chemical imbalance.
To get,
I like that.
In a way, it's like you die daily. Because it's like it's almost like, you know, every day there's new things that presents itself, so you have to just go back and like you gotta clean your mind every day.
Clean slate, yeah,
every day, right?
Every day.
Because if you don't, it's like that's how he said the people who are depressed, and they're like, you know, and it just get worse and just worse because they keep just piling it on, and then it just becomes this like
it's like a loop,
replay. It's really crazy.
It's like they're stuck in something. Yeah, if you start your day from a clean slate every day, that means you cannot bring your past into it.
Exactly.
Clean slate is clean slate. Leave it in the past, right?
Yes, exactly.
Future is not here yet.
Yeah.
So don't go there.
Simple as that.
What is future? It does not exist. We just have now. And what's in the past, if you're giving it that much validity, why?
Yeah.
You don't go in yesterday's garbage, right? Same thing.
Exactly.
So yeah, starting with clean slate. Die every day. I like that. Die every day.
Yeah, it's a daily thing. You have to. I mean, self is so important. You have to work on yourself. Like it's, you know, it's our body. I believe, for me, I look at it as our bodies are a temple, and we have to treat it as such. You know, and yeah, that's how I feel. About it. So
that's how we center ourselves.
That's how we
There's
center
so many
ourselves.
ways.
So
Prayer.
many ways. Yeah.
Talking to a friend. I don't know. As long as that friend doesn't rile you up.
Definitely.
But really, I think the most important thing is tending to your own self, is to give yourself the space, the time, the energy to, I don't want to say think, because thinking is not necessarily, you know, centering yourself, because if you're a negative thinker, well, then you're just going to get yourself off center right quick.
Yeah.
But maybe, prayer is a good one. Journaling, so you can purge. Or find your own way. There's so much out there. Exercise,
so
for
many
sure.
Things, you know?
Exercise is a really good one. Yeah, I agree.
You know? Walking.
A walk in the park or whatever. Clearing your mind. Just giving attention to something other than, you know, your self-perpetuating thoughts that are not helping.
Right. Disconnect from social media for a while.
Yeah.
And do that cleansing. It's really important. You'll be surprised how much you feel so much lighter once you disconnect for a while. Like I do it pretty often. Like I kind of have my days. Like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna deactivate my Facebook account for a bit and just kind of step away. Even though I know that's something that I need in my career. Like I need that social media. But you know, just taking a few. I mean, if it's a week or so, if you can't do a week, do 5 days. I mean, just the fact that you're not logging in online.
No, I like that. I think it also,
good.
like you said, it shows discipline. It shows that you are not depending on the outside forces for your own happiness, so to speak, right?
That's it.
You're finding you, like you're revisiting the self.
Yes.
And it allows you that time. It's no distractions.
Mm-hmm.
Because social media can be very distracting.
Oh my God, yeah.
You've got to really
it's a rabbit
watch.
hole.
Yeah.
I
That's
get-
another topic.
It's another topic for another time.
That's another topic.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed
Yeah.
our thoughts on this topic. What do you think about it? Make sure
Yeah.
you rate, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more.
Let us know. Yeah, we love to chat.
We definitely do.
Ask questions.
Definitely do.
Yeah, and remember, the better it gets,
The
better it
gets. Have a good one, guys.